What's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't know who I am Chelsea Chameleon, and I am back with another video. So as you can tell from the title, I'm doing a demo slash first impression on this little guy right here. This is the Juno and Co Microfiber Cushion Fusion Sponge. It has so many names, but basically this is a beauty blender or a sponge that is made out of microfiber material. I don't really know how to describe microfiber material, but it's supposed to be like really soft. It's supposed to be able to like easily disperse product on your face. I personally use microfiber towels and wipes and stuff for my face when I'm washing my face or removing makeup, and they work really well. So I do have high hopes for this. I'm not going to talk too much about this because there are a lot of videos on YouTube now about this, but I was just very curious and wanted to try it out myself. Now I have done a video about Juno and Co before. I reviewed a affordable cushion foundation for darker skin. I'll link it up here and down below if you guys want to check it out. And I do have a foundation brush by them, and I also have ordered some Korean sheet masks from them before, and their shipping is really fast. I think they even had like a nice discount code, but I've literally had this for like months now and I haven't tried it out, so I'm really excited to see what this guy is about. So it comes in this really interesting package. It's like duo colored, and it has a little picture of the sponge, and it just has the label, and then it kind of flips up like this, and it just has another picture of the sponge, and it just says less product waste, more even application. And then here is the little sponge. It just comes in a protected plastic covering. And the sponge is blue. That's really interesting. I like sponges that are different colors. I don't know, it's just weird to like always see like the same color sponge. It just looks really pretty on your vanity when you have like a rainbow of sponges, especially when they're not dirty. And so this is what the sponge looks like. It is a very simple sponge, but it does have a like slanted like wedge on the side, and it does scoop down like a regular sponge, and then it has a round bottom, and then it does have like this darker mark. I don't know if that was on purpose or if that's a defect. I'm not really sure, but the sponge feels like very dry, but most sponges feel really dry out of the packaging, so I'm not really too concerned about that. I'm gonna go get the instructions on this because I'm not sure if I'm supposed to wet this sponge or not. Okay, so I brought up the website, and you can actually wet this product. It says wet it, squeeze it, stipple it, and it's good for liquid foundations, concealers, and contouring if you wet it. And then if it's dry, it says it's good for powders, bronzers, blush, and highlighter. But yeah, it also just talks again about how it's super soft and it's supposed to give you a nice natural velvety flawless finish. So because I am using foundation, I am going to wet this. I'm going to zoom in on my face so you can see my face condition. The lighting is super weird right now, so I do apologize, but as you can tell, I don't have any foundation on, and I do have some blemishes right here and right here, so I do want to be able to cover those up. This side of my skin is looking pretty good. It's pretty smooth. I just have some scarring that I want to cover up, but for the most part there's really no texture on this part of my skin. I don't have any makeup on. I just have my eyebrows on because I want to keep my subscribers, not lose them. And I did have some lip balm on from 3CE, but it kind of faded, so you really can't tell anymore. And I have essence on, but it is sticky, so it does act as a primer. But just to double it up, I'm just going to use my NYX First Base Priming Spray and just spray some of that on my face. I'm not too concerned about the base because I am testing out a sponge and not the actual foundation. And just in case this goes horribly wrong, I do have my favorite backup beauty blender and also a foundation stippling brush just in case everything does go wrong. And I will be using liquid foundations today. Sorry, the bottle's like super gross, so I don't really want to show them on camera, but I'm using this random foundation from Walgreens that I got in Chicago last year, and then I'm just using this CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. I'm like in between shades right now, so that's why I'm mixing my foundations. I'm just using this random art palette just to put my colors on. I'm going to do about a pump of that, and then I'm going to do about a half a pump or half a squeeze of that one. And then with this little brush, I'm just gonna mix them so it can have a pretty even consistency. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna wet the brush, and of course you know I have to wet it with my shiny holy water. Tried and true. I'll link it down below if you guys want to get it yourself. So I'm just spraying. I like to have them pretty damp. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't get damp enough for me, so I'm going to really make sure that the color is getting darker. That way I know that it's pretty damp. So it's pretty damp now. Now I'm just going to go in and apply it. I just picked up a lot of product. I didn't even pick up that much with the brush, and so I'm just going to apply it on this part first. Okay, like, I don't know how I feel about this. It does really blend out my foundation really nicely. Am I not using the right side of the brush? Like, part of me kind of feels like it's kind of doing this side and then like missing the other side. But it is blending out my foundation really, really nicely. And this is what the brush looks like. As you can tell, there's a lot of product on there. And let me know if I'm not using this right. Maybe I'm just not using this right. I'm not a professional makeup artist at all. So that's what the first layer slash application looks like. I feel like it is a bit patchy right here. Let me just use the round side to try to blend it out. Okay, it looks like that the thing is drying a bit, so I'm just gonna spray it some more. And so I picked up more product, and I'm just gonna apply some on this side now. Like, it doesn't feel as soft as people are claiming. Like, it's not uncomfortable, but like, I feel like I'm definitely using a lot more force than I would with like my other beauty blender from Shop Miss A. It really did cover this side pretty well though. Like, that looks really good. I'm just lightly putting the remnants on my nose and my mouth area. Oh wow, it did cover, and I didn't have to like re-dip in the palette anymore. So now I'm gonna do my forehead. I'm just putting any excess product from the sponge because it says it's supposed to like not keep the product on the sponge but put it on your face. So I'm just trying to see if I can get more coverage while not applying any more from the palette. But I basically ran out anyway. There's like just a little bit of product left on the palette. So far the finish looks pretty good. It's pretty natural. I really like, especially on this side, how it covered up my blemishes and stuff, but it gives me a really nice like skin finish texture. I can really see what they're talking about. Even on my nose, my texture on my nose right here, it made it look covered but very natural and nice. Especially when I mix those two foundations, it can start to look very cakey very easily. But wow, this looks really good. Like, it almost feels like I don't have makeup on. However, on this side where I have like facial hair and I do have more dry areas, it is looking a bit cakey. I don't want to zoom in because you're gonna see like all of my like little facial hairs, but it is kind of patchy. Like, I think you can tell like right there, you see like the like patch right there, and then it's a little bit splotchy right here. Let me try to put some more water on and then try to see if I can blend it out. I don't know if blending out really helped at all. It looks kind of the same. I almost feel like I took away some product right there. Let me just try to put maybe just like a little drop of my CoverGirl foundation and just see, can I just cover up this area? So this is what my face kind of looks like as a whole. It looks really good. Like, in person, I cannot tell that I have foundation on. And the only reason I can tell is because my scars and stuff are like covered, but otherwise I cannot tell. This is like crazy. Now once I do the rest of my makeup and put powder and stuff on and concealer, then I probably would be able to tell that I have makeup on, but right now I really can't, and that's a really good thing when it comes to foundation. Before my foundation wants to crease, I'm going to quickly set this with powder, and I'm just using my crusty Wet n Wild powder, and then I'm just using this random Sephora brush that I got for my birthday, and I'm really just powdering my T-zone in places where I want to crease. Alright guys, so I'm done using the sponge. That means I'm done with my demo and first impression. And a review for my first impression, I would probably give this a 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5 out of 10. And the only reason why I didn't get a 10 out of 10 is because I do feel like you have to use a bit more force. I feel like if I was lighter, it wouldn't have blended it as easily. Just a comparison, my little sponge from Miss A, this sponge, first of all, it gets really big. I didn't notice it getting that much bigger like the website said it would. Like, it was smaller than this, but like maybe the picture was like misleading. It looked like it would be like even bigger, and like these are still almost the same size. So this one gets really big though, and it is so soft. It like literally feels like you're not even applying foundation. It just feels so buttery and smooth when you apply it on your skin. But this one, I do feel the fibers, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you're supposed to feel the fibers, but I didn't know if I really liked that feeling. However, I do think this makes your foundation or your product last a lot longer. I did get transfer, as you can tell, but I think that's pretty natural with every brush. But when I did like take my time and like blend it out more, I noticed that some of the product, especially on the bottom, did start going away. So I think that the sponge was trying to transfer as much product as possible. And then I did initially just dip in, so that's why this part of the sponge is a lot darker. I think this was about $5 or $6, so I do think it's worth it, especially if you want a nice coverage. It gave me a really nice coverage. Like, even with the powder, it doesn't really look like I have foundation on, and that is crazy. It just really depends on what look you want to go for with your foundations or with your base makeup. But yeah, overall, I do think it is worth a try. I totally think that it's pretty affordable and that it does the job. However, if you are in a rush, I definitely recommend just using a regular beauty blender, because I do feel like it took me a little bit longer to apply foundation than normal. And if you have dry spots or dry skin, I don't know if I would recommend this product unless you do have a nice dewy or moisturizing foundation, or if you like mix it with a serum or something, because it did get kind of patchy right here by my dry spots. It was a little bit harder to blend, or I had to put more water onto the sponge and stuff, so I would watch out for that. It may take longer, or it just may take more effort to make sure you have a nice even coverage. But yeah, I do like the sponge. I will continue to use it, especially when I want a more like natural, everyday, no effort type of finish. I totally would use that sponge again for that purpose. So yes, that is it for my first impression slash demo slash review on the sponge. I know a lot of other YouTubers have made like probably way better reviews, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents into it and just to try it out. Be sure to comment down below if you have this sponge. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on it, or if you've bought anything else from Juno and Co. I haven't really checked out the site recently, so let me know if there's some new products that I should try. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you like reviews, demos, first impressions, and makeup, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in general. So I can't wait to see you guys in the next one, and stay colorful. Bye bye.